Hi, today we are going to discuss about what are some mistakes that Indians make that are destroying their financial lives. So let me tell you one by one. Buying an insurance policies for investment purpose. Have you invested your money in insurance plans to get a return in future? Definitely it's a big mistake. So if you see, out of 100 people, 95 had made this mistake. Only very few people understand the difference between the term plan and the endowment plan. So when you are buying a policy, you should be aware of what kind of policy you are taking it, you are choosing. You need to understand the different plans in insurance, like example endowment plans, term policies, and children plans, etc. So you should be aware of that. Okay. Now let us discuss about the second point. So most of our Indians are not having idea about the power of compounding. So if you see, everyone has come across the formula of compounding, but very few people really understand its power. This is the reason people don't start saving early and hence lose out on the power of compounding. Albert Einstein said that the power of compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So before doing anything, we should know about the power of compounding. Okay, if you ask me to talk about the third point, not able to crack the credit card mystery. So many of us, if you know, most of our guys takes this credit card just for the purpose of this initial sign up bonus or the reward points for the sake of these things. Are you paying the minimum amount due on your credit card payment? If yes, you are trapped in credit card mystery. On the other side, very few people really enjoy the benefits like free lounge access, buy one get one movie tickets, etc. So basically what I want to tell you here is you should pay the complete amount, the full amount of a credit card. So just don't leave it uh, with the minimum amount. Okay. Now I'm coming to the fourth point. Buying stocks based on the tips without any knowledge. You will find every Tom, Dick and Harry giving stock tips over Facebook, WhatsApp, TV and other social medias. So unfortunately the most of the people fall into the trap of these people and invest money without any knowledge. So just don't follow. Make sure you must have the knowledge on what kind of stocks we are buying and the company growth. And you should do some analysis before moving into the right direction. Next, becoming a victim of lifestyle inflation. So I hope many of you guys knows about the inflation. Moving from 2 BHK to 3 BHK just because you have got a good hike. Upgrading your car because you have got some bonus are some of the examples of lifestyle inflation. The destroying financial lives. Okay. Moving to the next point. Buying things just because they are on discount. So never ever buy any items, any things just for the sake of you are getting some discounts or you are getting a few pounds out of that. Just buy if it is really needed. If you see from Amazon's Great Indian Sale to Flipkart and the Big Billion Sales, everyone is encashing on the weakness of the Indians buying things just because it's on discount. The funny thing is, now you will find such sales every other month. So that means you are forced of buying every month. Just don't do that. Next one, getting tempted to go for an exotic vacation just because someone put a post on Facebook and Instagram or other social media. So if you see the social media introduced as a social media platform, but they are actually destroying the entire social fabric. Facebook and Instagrams are more of marketing platforms where the people post stuff just to get some likes, companies, and shares. And they're actually promoting their products and services. So actually, they are doing business out of your interest. Just very be cautious on that. Okay, the next point: spending a bomb on weekend parties. So if you see the 5 day work and 2 days party, this is the new culture in the IT or almost in India. I mean, for that matter, for every field. So pubs are jam-packed on weekends where people would spend a bomb on drinks. By the end of the month, they are left with no money, and they are again falling on the trap of credit card trap. The next one, no track of cash flow. Very few people keep a track of their expenses, and very intelligent people. Most of them don't know. I mean, like most of them just don't know where the money is going. So the next one, no emergency budget. So you should have an emergency budget. We never know what's coming in future. So not having extra money in the case of an emergency results the embarrassing situations of borrowing money from our friends and relatives. And that's again like damaging yourself. Some people can even break their investments and make a big mistake. So make sure you are having an emergency budget in tough times. Next one, medical insurance. So not having medical insurance is a big mistake. You know very well now nowadays how the health is how much important. People are losing out of lifetime savings just because they didn't take medical insurance. One incident can shatter all financial dreams. So better be insured. Healthcare costs are rising and it is possible to manage without insurance. Next one, no financial plans. People don't know why they need to save money because they don't know their financial goal. So one must have a financial goal. So they should decide where they need to reach after a few years. So they should decide how much they want to save after a few years. So they should decide how much they want to keep for their children's future. So they should decide how much they need to have for their retirement. If not, it's a problem. And no diversification. Some people would invest all their money in real estate, some would invest in all their money in gold and jewelry, some would just keep it in a locker, some would invest all the money in the stock market. Very, very few people understand the right way of diversifying the investments. Next, spending all the hard-earned money on children marriage. Definitely is not a good idea. Of course, we have to do we need to spend for the children marriage, but definitely we cannot spend all our money for one function. So thanks to our hypocritic society, so people save their entire life just to spend all the money on random relatives who only bother about the food and arrangements. Definitely that's not a good idea. Just think about it. Next one, buying excessive gold only to keep it in the locker. Gold worth lakhs of thousands, lakhs, and kept in lockers only to be used once and twice a year. This is resulting in the money getting blocked and hence not getting any returns out of it. Just to showcase to the society, this hypocritic society. Just think twice. An extremely conservative approach with investment. Traditionally, people have been risk averse. They would just have an FD and live on 6 to 7% annual interest. Some would just keep their cash at home. Lack of clarity between asset and liability. Having a car is not an asset, definitely car or other things. It's not an asset because it consumes fuel and has maintenance cost and other depreciation things. So the price only depreciate in the future. So car is a necessary, but people spend a lot of money and even take the loan to buy luxury car over and above their budget. So never ever make huge investment on the things which are getting depreciated after some time. Considering frugal as cheap. A lot of people confuse economic spending with being cheap. An economic spender doesn't compromise with the quality, but does his research well enough to buy the product or service at the lowest rate. Procrast- procrastinating, procrastinating investment decisions. See, I will invest from tomorrow. It's not good. But the problem is tomorrow never comes. So most of our Indians have this kind of postponing mentality, which is not good. Spending a lot of money for fancy stuff, a fancy car, a fancy house, a fancy watch, or a fancy vacation. So nowadays, most of our guys spending lots and lots of money on this fancy stuff. People want fancy stuff and willing to pay a premium irrespective of their value it generates. So never ever fall into the trap. And lack of patience. So patience is important thing. I mean, for any aspect. I can't wait for my wealth to grow. I want to double my investment in 6 months. I need to investment in the stock market. A lot of people lose their lifetime savings because they don't have the patience to understand the investment options and will blindly trust anyone with their investment. Depending upon the others for investment decisions. I don't know anything about the investment, so please manage money. Here itself, you are losing your money. You should know where you are investing, why you are investing, how much you want to invest, and where you will see the result. Unfortunately, a lot of people are dependent upon others with their hard-earned money. It's just hard-earned. This is the reason we have a lot of self-proclaimed experts giving stock market tips. And after that, we keep blaming others. Not discussing the money matters in the family. Discussions related to money are considered a taboo in Indian families. Nobody really discuss money matters. Uh, Definitely, up to some extent, is not good. Getting too greedy with investment. People blindly invest their money in penny stocks, day trading, futures, and options. They eventually lose all their hard earned money just because of their greediness. Yes, of course, we should be greedy, but just make sure like what is the level of your greediness. Wasting time on unproductive things rather than learning new stuff and growing in the skill set. People end up wasting time on social media and YouTube and other networks. So this is what I just wanted to share. with all of you. Just give a thought on these points. Thank you. Please subscribe Amora Media.